Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Member for the question. And of course, yesterday, Madam Speaker, I did answer a similar question as well in this Honourable House on the Fiji Agricultural Partnership Project, which is part of the biggest scheme of things that the Agriculture Ministry is undergoing so that we can fully realise the potentials for agriculture in Fiji, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as raised by the Honourable Member, in fact, Fiji did host the Tropical Fruits Network workshop in Nadi in October last year, and member countries did attend, and I would like to share more about TFNet and how it will benefit Fiji in the long term, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the symposium on tropical fruits, as I've alluded to, was organized by the Tropical Fruits Network, or usually commonly known as TFNet. It is an organization that is based in Malaysia, and it's both intergovernmental and, of course, inter-agency as well, because there are a lot of academic institutions, research organizations, universities, and including the private sector and the various agriculture stakeholders who are members of TFNet, Madam Speaker. It was jointly organized again by the Food and Agriculture Organization, the Fiji Institute of Agriculture Science, and of course the government of Fiji, Madam Speaker. The theme of the workshop was towards a sustainable and resilient tropical food agriculture. Sustainable and resilient tropical food agriculture, Madam Speaker. And yesterday I did mention as well about the importance of industries, not only in agriculture, but in other sectors of the economy as well, not only to be economically viable, but sustainable in the long term as well, and within the context of the changing environment. Of course, the word resiliency comes into play as well, Madam Speaker. The membership, Madam Speaker, TFNet is an expanding network with 248 members from 39 countries. And if I may just mention a few, Australia, Bangladesh, China, Indonesia, Fiji, India, Malaysia, Nigeria, Philippines, and Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Syria, and Vietnam, has 17 associate members composed of companies and organizations, and of course extraordinary members as well. Why is this so important for Fiji, Madam Speaker? Again, yesterday I've talked about farming as a business, or the sectors within agriculture, Madam Speaker, to be developed to commercial level agriculture, Madam Speaker. One is the demand. There is a significant demand for agriculture producers, not only fruits, but of course root crops and other commodities as well, vegetables as well. But the focus of the workshop was on tropical fruits. I've mentioned about the demand. Locally, there is huge demand for our tropical fruits, not only in our hotels, in our supermarkets, in our restaurants, and of course daily consumption as well, Madam Speaker. And of course, not only limited to fresh fruits, but of course processed fruits as well. There is one company operating out of Singapore town, Agrana. Agrana has invested heavily on their infrastructure, more than $2 million in the last few years, Madam Speaker, and they can process tons of fruits, tropical fruits particularly, and this is one of the reasons why they set up in Fiji. But unfortunately, we don't have the volumes, and this is something that we are working towards. Market is one of the big drivers, Madam Speaker. The other main driver behind this workshop, Madam Speaker, is the need for us to diversify We cannot all put all our eggs in one basket because of the risks involved, and particularly in business, and therefore we need to diversify as well. We have been concentrating on a few commodities in the last few years, but of course with the market surveys that we have been conducting abroad, there is need for these commodities, and therefore we need to diversify. And of course resilience, Madam Speaker. We always talk about climate smart and climate resilient agriculture, because for our farmers, farming as a business, one, we need to maximize the returns for a farmer within that limited space he or she is in, and most importantly spread their risks as well, Madam Speaker. And this is why we need not only to focus on root crops and vegetables, but given the changing weather patterns, we need to also bring in tropical fruit trees, because it has more chances of withstanding wind speed or the ferocity of the cyclones that we have to a certain extent, Madam Speaker. So that level of resilience is something that can be addressed when we bring in these crops, Madam Speaker. So huge benefits for Fiji. It's an opportunity for us to hear the best practices in other countries, Madam Speaker, and not only that, but how can we translate that into the local farming communities, and of course looking at developing these to industry level in the years to come. And Madam Speaker, we are already starting with the recommendations from the workshop. I will not go into the details, but let me assure this Honourable House that we are already starting on a few commodities like breadfruit, jackfruit, avocado, and of course pineapples as well, Madam Speaker, based on what our team in Senganga and Singatoka Research Station are currently doing, and not only limited within the research station, but we want to transfer this technology and of course the planting materials as well to our farmers in Fiji.